So tell me, who didn't see this one coming? How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Walmart apologizing for their Juneteenth ice cream and removing it from their shelves. Now, in case you haven't seen it, let's go ahead and put it on the screen. Let's not waste too much time here. This is the Juneteenth themed ice cream. Okay, so as you can see, you got the red. I think the African colors are red, black, and green. I'm not really sure where the beige comes from. Maybe that's just to have a little bit of contrast on the box. I don't really know. But as you can see, this is great value ice cream, which is the cheap stuff, the generic ice cream. And they have like some kind of African inspired stuff on it. I'm not sure what this is right here. Maybe this is a couple of hands giving a high five. I don't really know what flag is. Is that a particular African country flag? I've never seen that before in my life. The little starburst and the blue and the red. Don't know where that comes from. But so the flavor is swirled red velvet and cheesecake flavor ice cream. I'm not a big ice cream fan, be totally honest with you. I don't like ice cream. I don't like milk. I don't like all dairy products. A pizza is okay depending upon how it is. But ice cream, for the most part, I don't eat. So, yeah, I would not eat this anyway. But let's continue to look at some of this packaging. It says, our story, share and celebrate African-American culture, emancipation, and enduring hope. The music notes, I'm not really sure where the music notes come from. Maybe they're singing slave hymnals or freedom songs. I have no idea. But this is the ice cream, and people got offended. Now, here's a question you may have right away. Hey, ABL, are you offended? No, I'm not offended at the ice cream. I think it's just kind of cringy. I think it's very cringy. I'll explain why in a little bit, but it's just cringy. I think that it's just a cash grab from Walmart, of course, because they're a company trying to make money. It is what it is. Now, there's more here. There's a lot more, actually. So here are some Juneteenth decorations. All right, you see the plates with the same colors that the ice cream has. So, hey man, if you're gonna have an ice cream party, you're gonna have the Juneteenth ice cream. You gotta have the plates and the napkins and everything else to go with it, right? You gotta have the whole situation. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but this right here, I guess this is a card holder. It says, it's the freedom for me. So I guess that's like, social media is saying it's the X, Y, and Z for me. That's like a really popular thing. So they took what y'all say, what black folks say on social media, and made it into a meme for a card holder so you'll buy it. This is just really capitalism 101, and I don't like it, really. Before I say why I don't like it, let's go to this article. So, like I said, they rolled the Juneteenth ice cream out, and they rolled it back and they apologized. So you can see what's going on here. It says, Walmart has apologized for the ice cream. Let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can read it. In a statement to Fox LA, a Walmart rep says, quote, Juneteenth holiday marks a celebration of freedom and independence. However, we received feedback that a few items caused concern for some of our customers, and we sincerely apologize. We are reviewing our assortment and will remove items as appropriate, unquote. Right. So then TMZ editorializes here. It says, welp, here's the latest entry to the Tone Deaf Marketing Hall of Fame. There really should be one by now. Walmart's Juneteenth ice cream is MOA, melting on arrival. Some of these puns, I'm telling you, real terrible. But anyway, with critics, as one might expect, as soon as the retail giant started putting the, quote, celebration edition, unquote, on its freezer shelves, the Twitter mob sounded off, calling the idea garbage and worse. The appliance contains swirl red velvet and cheesecake ice cream flavors and included the message share and celebrate African-American culture, emancipation, and enduring hope. So, yeah, people got really offended by that. I just thought it was cringy. Some thought it was just ridiculous. You trying to capitalize off of quote unquote black pain, all types of stuff like that. All right. So, well, here's an important part. Yes, all positive, but also exploitative for capitalism's sake. That's the tone of the backlash against Walmart ahead of the new federal holiday, June 19th, will mark the second year it's recognized, which commemorates a day the last enslaved Americans got the news President Lincoln had abolished slavery. That's not even true at all. That's not even true at all. Close. I'll explain what Juneteenth is in case you don't know. Now, here's what I wanted to get to, because I had actually skimmed through this article just a tad, and this particular picture came up. Let's go ahead and put it up on the bigger screen so you can see that this ain't, okay, you got the Juneteenth ice cream, and then you got Pride Month. So I guess Pride Month is it also in June? I'm not really sure. I don't know when Pride Month is. But you can see it's like the same kind of illustrations, the same graphics. They just took the template and said, okay, rather than Juneteenth, let's do Pride Month. Let's do the same type of decoration. Let's change the color. Let's make it a little bit more gay. You got the pink rather than the beige on top, right? Celebration edition, let's change that a little bit to make it a little bit less legible for some reason. And then the fists and whatnot, let's use them same fists, put the pink and the rainbow colors and the pearls on the wrist, and the little black fist for the people of color, and you got to have this flag right here straight from a Twitter meme. That's what's going on. So yeah, this is all just about making money, all about just trying to get paid. That's it. And for me, I think it's cringy and I think it's kind of whack. I'm not gonna sit here and like protest Walmart over that. You could protest Walmart for a few other things, but not for no ice cream, just trying to make a cheap buck, a quick buck. That's not really the thing. But Juneteenth, they're wrong about that. Like most people, when they talk about Juneteenth, they're wrong. They say that it celebrates the last slaves realizing that they were free. That's not true. Let's talk about Juneteenth briefly here. So Juneteenth, this was during the Civil War, right? The Civil War lasted from 1861 to 65. Maybe 62 to 65. But anyway, about 4 years. We could talk about why it was about freeing slavery, freeing slaves, why it wasn't about freeing slaves. We could talk about that, but at the end of the day, the result of the war was the slaves were free, but it didn't happen all at once. It happened incrementally. Abraham Lincoln was a president, and at the time, in 1862, he said, okay, let's pass the Emancipation Proclamation. It was signed in September of 1862, but it came into effect January 1st, 1863. So this was 1860s. There was no cell phone, no internet, no television. You couldn't just broadcast that out to everybody like, hey, you're free, it's over with. You had to actually go to certain places and say, hey, you're free, it's over, and you got to be able to enforce it. So what happened on June 19th, 1865, which was a full 2.5 years after slavery was over with, as far as the enforcing of Emancipation Proclamation, Union soldiers went to Galveston, Texas to inform the slave owners and the slaves that slavery was over with. And not only were they there to inform, they were there to enforce. So you couldn't just say, nah, I ain't freeing my slaves or whatever, because you got soldiers there with guns to enforce it. So that day, June 19th, 1865 became Juneteenth. It was recognized in Galveston, Texas as symbolic of freedom for their particular city, for their particular state. That spread throughout Texas, then it spread throughout the United States. It was always very obscure as a holiday. And I grew up in Virginia, a very high black area. I always went to all black schools, all black neighborhoods. I didn't have a neighborhood that was less than 90% black until I got to be about 14 in high school. And even at that point, it was still majority black. So I grew up with a lot of black culture. We went to Emoji Fest and Afram Fest, and we learned about Kwanzaa in school. We did all that, but we didn't really learn about Juneteenth in school. Juneteenth was very obscure in Virginia. Maybe in Texas it's different, but in Virginia, it was a whole different thing, very obscure. The reason why I knew about it is because of my dad. See, my dad's birthday was June 19th. My uncle, his uncle, so my granduncle, was also born on June 19th. So we go to D.C. to my great uncle's house, and my uncle and my aunt, we go to their house and celebrate Juneteenth, Father's Day, like it'd be a cookout, family reunion, birthday party, all that good stuff. We did that for like 25 years, literally. I'm talking about pretty much all my life. And I did that really up until I think The last time I was in DC and I saw my uncle and my dad was 2018. Okay, my aunt, I think she died like 2019, and my uncle and my dad both died in 2020. My uncle died right after Juneteenth, like a few days, like 5 days after his birthday, and my dad died Christmas Day 2020. Can't make it up. So for me, Juneteenth actually means something, but then when it got to the general public and it got some outrage. Oh, and I almost forgot this part. I don't want to be too long-winded, but the reason why Juneteenth became a federal holiday recently, although it's been around since 1865 without being a federal holiday, is because Trump was planning a Trump rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma on June 19th. A few people from the area, maybe they weren't from the area, maybe they were from California, but anyway, a few people got outraged talking about, oh, why is Trump having this rally on this day? He's a racist. He needs to reschedule. This is a sacred day, which it ain't that serious. It's not that deep. But he did reschedule the rally. And ever since then, people are saying, oh, I know about Juneteenth. I celebrate Juneteenth every year. Let's make it a federal holiday. The whole Juneteenth thing, the popularity of it, or the rise in popularity of it in recent years, came as a result of hatred and spite for Donald Trump. Nothing about trying to recognize a holiday or anything like that. Because when I was a kid, nobody talked about it except for my dad and my uncle and them when I go to DC on June 19th every year. When I'm in school, in the 100% black school with black teachers and their black principal, black this, black that, nobody said nothing about it. The most you would know about is Kwanzaa or something else. Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, you would know about that, but not Juneteenth. So now, the holiday that was relatively obscure and more about friends and family has become kind of divisive, and a thing that's like akin to Christmas or Easter, where they're trying to commercialize it for gain. I think it's cringy and whack, and I hate the conversation that's become like vitriolic and hateful. I don't like that. I wish it could kind of go back before all the politics and weird stuff got into it, and just be a thing that we can enjoy on a very small scale with friends and family. That's the way it should be. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about this whole situation with Juneteenth and Walmart? Just capitalism? Is it cringy? Is it woke? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys obviously know where I'm at. I think it's just cringy that they have commercialized it, turned it into Christmas and Easter and whatever kind of other day. Valentine's Day, it's just so weird where they got these holidays where you got to spend money arbitrarily, or you got to buy things to make yourself feel like you're part of it. I don't really like that too much. But as far as being offended at the actual ice cream, nah, it's just cringy. That's the word for the day. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.